असली है।
अच्छा, मैं समझा बाजू वाली का बाइको बना दिया अभी।
हेलो सैम, जय बाबा।
जय बाबा, जय बाबा। केम छे
जय
तू?
बाबा, जय बाबा। फाइन, थैंक यू।
Okay, Dara, let me know when to start.
I'll mute everyone. And will you unmute yourself if you don't mind?
Yes. So, are we ready? Good to go?
I would think so, no? It's 5 o'clock also.
That's
Yes, yes.
Just one thing very briefly, Dara, keep your eyes and ears open in case anybody wants to come in. Let them
Sure.
come at that time only. All this while, what's happening is people are waiting, the administrators are waiting till the end. The subjects are forgotten and the interest is lost and all that.
So you're saying if anyone wants to comment anything, just to keep a watch out, right? Is that what you mean, right?
Just button first
Sure.
and see
I'll do that.
wants to come in, and that's it. Right. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Sam.
Jai Meher Baba, everybody. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you. And help us all to hold fast to beloved Baba's Daman till the very end. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Jai Baba, everybody. Folks, if you may have noticed, today my voice was much louder, more emphatic, and that is all because I want Baba to help us out through the storm. I really do. So, therefore, this loud plead for him to help us out. Anyway, today I'd like to know if Danesh is with us just now. Danesh, are you there?
Yes, Sam, I'm there.
Jai Meher Baba Danesh. Wah, chikko lage tu aaj. Okay, folks, many of you must have heard of Silly Point Productions. They are a group of dramatists, actors, writers, directors, all youngsters. And what I can say with great pride and pleasure is that more than 50% of them are all Baba lovers. I don't think I have missed out on any of their shows since past few years. And what impresses me the most is that every time when I go backstage to meet them and before the start of the show, guess what they do? They all get together, and this champion of ours, Mr. Danesh Irani, leads them all into a Baba prayer before the curtains open up. It is done very sincerely, and I've always felt that our dear Baba would be present somewhere in the audience looking at all these youngsters perform. I keep calling them youngsters because I'm old. But in terms of understanding Baba, in terms of following Meher Baba, in terms of their sincerity, they all beat me hollow. When I was their age, I was like a yo-yo. neither here nor there. But these guys are so focused and so concentrated on Baba. I'm really impressed. Danesh has a lovely dog at home, and I can see the dog's this thing in the background. It's Patta in the background. See, this is what creates the intimacy. This is what creates the intimacy. We are all one and the same. Yeah? We are in the same boat. So Danesh Irani, I still remember, he is an accomplished actor, if I may say. In his own field, with his Silly Point Productions, he's great. But in our group, our Bombay Centers group, I still remember we had to induct him at the last minute because somebody had a heart trouble and could not participate. And this fellow just sat down for a little while, read through the script, and he was on. I've never seen anybody do that before, nor after also. So enough of charaving for Danesh Irani. Now, what I'm interested to know from Danesh is two things. One is how he came to Meher Baba at a certain length, and what are his innermost experiences. Of course, if they are not very private, to share with us. That is number one. And number two, he has this beautiful Gujarati prayer, Meher Raj, which I would like him to sing also. So over to you, Danesh. Go ahead, sir.
Jai Baba, everybody. Sam has a very bad habit of patronizing people. So,
Very bad habit of what?
you have a bad habit of patronizing people, I said.
Patronizing itlesu.
As you say things which are not completely true.
Of course they are. So are you trying to say I'm a liar? Salah, we'll have a fight, fist-to-fist fight after this. Chal, anyway. Go on.
So I'll start with with just a basic experience about how I was reintroduced to Baba. I can't say introduced because, well, I'm hoping I had some connection with him sometime back in my previous lives at some point. At least that's the hope. So my friend Darius and I, Darius who's hosting the session today, Darius and I were very chust Zoroastrians, let me put it that way. At one point of time, it was a phase in our lives where we had suddenly become extremely religious, and we would go to Udvada once a month, and I would keep the 4 vegetarian days that are required by the Zoroastrian faith. You're supposed to keep these 4 days. You're supposed to be a vegetarian, which means you can eat fish and eggs. So we used to do all these things, and a common friend of ours, who is now a common friend. At that point of time, I didn't really know him very well, but I knew of him, was Nariman Khambata, who is Armaiti and Rohinton Khambata's son. I don't know how many of you all know him, but the Khambata family has been long time Baba lovers. And Nariman used to go to Mehrabad very often at that point of time. Now he's in Singapore. Nariman used to go very, very often to Mehrabad, and Darius's wife, who was then his girlfriend at that point of time, was very intrigued to find out where does Nariman keep going. So she asked him once, and he said, I go to Mehrabad. And she said, I want to go. So Darius said, okay, we'll go. And then they asked me whether I would like to accompany them on the trip. So I asked, where are we going? They said, Mehrabad. I said, oh, what is there? They said, no, we just go for a weekend. It'll be a nice stay. We'll have fun. So I said, okay, let's go. So I packed my swimming trunks and I packed my bag because I was going for a holiday, and I went to Mehrabad. And I suddenly we reached very early. We reached by about 9:30 in the morning, and the bus had left to take all the pilgrims to Mehrazad by then, which we were quite unaware of at that point of time. And Nariman had gone off to Mehrazad. So when we reached the MPR, there was practically no one at the MPR at that time. And I saw this beautiful structure that is our Meher Pilgrim Retreat. And I said, okay, now this is going to be a good stay. You know, we're staying in an old castle. And we went inside, and there was a lady who greeted us. And I didn't hear what she said. I just said hello to her. And she told us that, you know, this is the place of Meher Baba and this and that. And I said, okay, must be something. Um, and then we went into the dining hall. And I remember seeing Baba's photos on either side of the dining hall. And I turned to Darius and I said, man, this guy must be really self-obsessed. He's got his pictures everywhere. Who is he? So we didn't know. You see, we had no idea about it. I had no idea about who Baba was. And we were roaming around the grounds, etc. And then lunch was served. And I got very excited. I saw, oh, there was mutton keema, and then there was curry rice. And I was like, ready for lunch. The mutton keema turned out to be boiled soya, and the curry rice was tomato soup. So by the end of lunch, it was safe to say that I wanted to get out of there. And I told them, I said, we can't eat here anymore. I said, I can't eat this food. And Nariman said, no, I know a very good place. I'll take you to this place called Yash Palace. It's in Ahmednagar. Very good. Reshmi tikkas and all that. At night, we'll go after Aarti. So that's when we sat him down. We said, look, where are we? What is going on? What is this place? So he said, this is the Meher Baba's place. This is Mehrabad, and we'll go to the Samadhis. So we said, what is at the Samadhis? So Baba's body is interred in the Samadhi. And so I said, okay, who is Baba? So he was eating his soup rice, and he just looked up for a second and he said, Baba is God, and then went back down into his soup rice. And I was quite I was quite furious at that point. We were saying, how can you say that? As in Zoroaster is God. How can Baba suddenly be God? And very, very, very disturbed with the whole episode, especially during lunch and following tea time and all. And we still went to the Samadhi. When we went into the Samadhi, there were no fireworks for me. I did not shed a tear, cry. I've seen a lot of people have these experiences. I've been quite envious of them in hindsight. I've, in fact, later on even tried to cry at the Samadhi, but nothing's happened for me, at least let's put it that way. And we went through the Aarti, and at the end of the Aarti, in the universal prayer, now Darius is on this call, so he could most probably verify if it is true. He claims that when I said in the universal prayer, when we were saying that you are Ahura Mazda, at that point of time, I literally shouted out that you are Ahura Mazda, which I don't remember doing. But for that was by the end of Aarti, I had accepted Baba to be God, and that was the end of the quarrel for me. I didn't have any doubts in my mind about him being God after that Aarti was over, and that was it. And then it took a while because when after the first trip, when I came back to Bombay, my family was a little shocked. They didn't understand what to say or what to do, because all I was talking about was Meher Baba all the time, and I was singing Baba's songs, and I wanted Baba's photos everywhere, and they were wondering what happened to this guy. He was a very serious Zoroastrian, wearing sadra kasti all the time and doing all these prayers and all, and now he's talking about this Baba. So who is this Baba? And it took a while for the family to finally not only accept but now be one with Baba, as everyone in the house has accepted Baba as their beloved now as well. But there was this honeymoon phase, which I don't know how many of you all are aware of. There a lot of people used to make fun of me at that point of time, and now I make fun of the newcomers as well, where they call it the honeymoon phase. Is that when you just discover Baba, and Baba pampers you with all the attention that he gives you, because he's constantly, he's showing you he's here, he's showing you he's there, he's giving you exactly what you want before you're asking for it. And everyone, saying, oh yeah, you're on honeymoon phase, the honeymoon phase will get over and then you'll see what happens. And uh, I'm still in the honeymoon phase. Let me put it that way. I have still not gotten over my honeymoon phase. Of course, there have been a lot of ups and downs in my life after that episode. A lot of things which I thought would go so well have flopped, but so many things which I didn't expect have happened. And Baba's still very much there. In fact, he still gives you the answer so beautifully. I was talking to Sam day before yesterday when he called to ask me to join this session, and I was just talking to him and telling him that on Saturday I was doing Baba's Aarti, and I just, after Aarti, I just said, I told him, I said, when will I come back to Mehrabad? When will I cross your threshold again? I want to just come to the Samadhi. I want to come back. And obviously, it's not an immediate response that you get, right? Sunday, Cyrus Kambata sent out a WhatsApp message. I'm guessing everyone who must be getting the WhatsApps that Cyrus sends, and it's a photo of Baba, where Baba's looking right at you, and below that there is a quote that says, "Wherever you are, I am always with you," which is the part of the quote. So you see, he still responds. He still gives me an answer every time I ask him. He will still give me my answer whenever I ask him a question. Somehow I get my answer. Now people say, when I narrate these stories to friends, they say, oh, it's your imagination. I said, yes, 100% this could be my imagination, but I enjoy this imagination that I have right now, because it's not doing me any harm, and at the same point of time I just get to think that at least for a second, he must be, that I am in his thoughts as well. If he's not always in my, at least for the second, he must have thought of me as well. Then this Lebanon incident happened, where the blast happened. I'm sure most of you have seen it on the news. And I read in Nan Umrigar's book a long time back that she was writing to Carl about something, and Carl wrote back and said, no, Baba will not be able to do this right now, because him and all the others have been pulled for a very something catastrophic that was happening in the world at that point of time. So they have all gone there to help the souls. And I heard about the Lebanon thing, and the thought that crossed my mind was this, and I said, I hope you're going, I hope you're already on your way there, because there is no certainty anymore about things that are happening. You see, recently someone asked, a friend of mine who's also Baba lover asked, saying, do you think this is what Baba was talking about when he said 3/4 of the world will be destroyed? And there are several people who have several interpretations of that particular quote. One that I choose to believe is that Baba was talking about, this is not my understanding, this is what I've heard, and this is again what I choose to believe, is that 3/4 of the world's ignorance will be destroyed, is what I think is what Baba meant. I could be completely wrong, but you see, everything that is happening in and around us at present is just another episode. It's just another moving forward, like with the tsunami, or with the Amazon fires. It is I feel this is a manifestation of his avatarhood, which Baba was talking about all throughout. You see, is that the avatar doesn't only come for humanity, he comes for all creation. So these forest fires that we are seeing, the tsunamis that we are seeing, so it is not only giving a push to us to move forward, because by dying we are only moving closer to him, it is also giving a push, spiritual push to the vegetation kingdom, the aerial kingdom, the plants, the trees, the metal, the stones. In every form, there is movement. The reason we are seeing this movement right now is because it is happening. It is happening at such a high speed that life as we know it is no longer the same. As people say, this is the new normal now, right? So maybe this is just it's just a thought that maybe this is his manifestation. We thought his manifestation would be a rosy picture where every day would be Amar Tithi at Mehrabad, whereas now if you go to see, we're not sure whether we'll be able to go to Mehrabad for Amar Tithi in 2021. But I hope we are. We don't know. Let's see. I don't know. Uh, Lastly, I'd just like to say one more thing, which again I told Sam about a couple of, I think a year back or more than that, I was at one of the Thursday evening meetings at the Bombay Center when Sam asked a question, which I think we will ask you today, is in the Australian Aarti or any Aarti for that matter, whichever one that you know you want to pick from. I'm picking from the Australian Aarti because that was a question that was put to me. Which is your favorite line from the Australian Aarti? And at that point of time, I had said my favorite line from the Australian Aarti was, "This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I shape from my heart." Now I changed that, and I told Sam, I said, I must tell you, I have changed that, and it's no longer my favorite line. My favorite line now is, "You are myself, I sing to you in praise and beg your love to bear me through the days," because that is what we're begging him for every single day. It's just that his love that is sustaining us presently. So begging your love to bear me through the days, whatever days you show Baba, just with your love, with your nazar, and with your grace. I'll end here. Thank you very much, and Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Danesh, that was beautiful. Uh, a few things I'd like to ask you. Number one, how long ago was all this that has happened? I mean, since you've been introduced to Baba, how many years ago is it?
I think now about 10 years.
Great, that's great. And in that span of time, you've grown in your career, and then you got married and you got a family now and everything. Anything personal that you would like to share? If some experience where Baba has helped you.
Every step of the way, to be very honest. But I'll talk about the wedding ceremony. I don't think even Danesh knows this. So what happened was that so naturally I wanted some element of Baba to be present at my wedding. And I'm married to a Punjabi, and we did the Sikh fairas around the Guru Granth Sahib. And at the house at the place where we got married, it's not my house, it's her house. And so there were no pictures of Baba or anything in and around. And I wanted a picture of Baba to be there somewhere, but that did not happen. Until I saw Havovi Dada Chanji walking around with a huge Baba medallion on her chest, and people, guests inquiring, saying, "Who is that? Who is that?" And as everybody knows, once you ask Havovi, "Who is that?" the answer just goes on and on and on. But what happened at the ceremony was that I wanted some Baba element to be a part of the ceremony. I couldn't do the Aarti at the wedding ceremony. And it was constantly itching, saying, "I want to do something. I want you to be, I want you to be with me. This is an most important part time, in my life." And my mother-in-law handed me a piece of paper, which was an explanation of the 4 circles that we take before we are husband and wife, the circles that we take around the holy book. And I thought, yeah, it must be that, you will obey your husband and your husband will obey your wife, and, you till death do us part and all that. But there was no mention of husband or wife in those 4 circles. Those 4 circles are basically promises to God. And all 4 of those promises that were there, all 4 of those promises turned out to be identical to what Baba says. Now, I wish I was prepared with this, because then I would have at least had the literature in front of me and been able to read out those 4 circles. But all four of them were the ones that gave me a clear indication that these are his words. These are not ordinary words. And they were there, and we had made a pandal, and I didn't even know. I was just saying, yeah, we'll put a mixed colored, red here, white here, like that. We do that. And it so happened that when the decorator put it, it turned out to be the exact 7 colors of Baba's flag right above.
Hey, Baba.
So you see, he's there everywhere. You just have to look, he's right there.
Danesh, I don't know if you know about this, but long time back, your mom had told me this about you. When this fellow was a kid, normally people, young boys, play with certain kind of toys and guns and this and that, whereas our friend, he would perform Dasturjika kind of a thing, religious this thing. In other words, what the mother was trying to tell me was that this boy was always, since childhood, he's been spiritually inclined. That is number one. Number two, in passing one day, Danesh himself just told me, okay, Sam, although I look young and my thinking is of a matured old man. And that is the depth that this man possesses. This is, I'm not, now he will say, okay, I'm trying to aggrandize him and this, that, and the other, but it's not that. I like to give the devil his dues. Let me put it that way. And it's really nice. It's really nice. What more? I don't know. He's a very lovable guy. That much I can say. Now, the other thing I want to ask of him is there's this Gujarati Aarti kind of a thing, Meher Raj. It's a very beautiful thing. I'd like him to recite because he does it the best, according to me. And it's in Gujarati. So perhaps, I don't know if he has the translation, we can put it out on the net for anybody. He says no, so.
I don't have translation, sorry.
Okay. But anyway, listen to it because anything that comes out from your heart in his praise is an arti, according to me. Whereas this is a set composed, I don't know who wrote this, maybe he'll give us the background, but it's been written and composed and set to the tune so beautifully. Okay, if it can make an idiot like me so happy by listening to it, I can imagine how Baba must be feeling it when it is being recited. So, Danesh, go ahead and tell us the background first, please, and then recite it.
So this Aarti was actually the first Gujarati Aarti that was written. This was before Bujavinar was written. This was somewhere in the 1920s, what I believe. And this was written by Mehru, Baba's Mandli. Mehru, sorry, Ram, are you saying something? Ram, you'll have to unmute yourself.
I can't. So you need to speak up a little bit.
Sorry. Okay, better?
Yeah.
So this Aarti was written by Mehru's father. I think his name was Rustam. That is, Mehra's brother had written this Aarti. And it was sung, it was put to tune and sung to Baba the first time by Baba's sister Mani. Mani was the first one to sing it, and Mehra supposedly really loved this Aarti. And Katie sang it for Mehra on one of Mehra's birthdays as well, is what I have gathered. The history behind the song, I think Sam Kerawala's daughter was the one who told me about this. I forget her name. Dolly's sister.
Mera Arjani.
Mehra. Yeah. She was the one who told me about this. Anyway, I'll go ahead with the song. मेहर राज जय राज तुझनो तने जगद मां बांधी बैठा छे आश तुझ पर छोड़ी सर्वे का मेहर राज्य राज तुझनु त्रणे जगद मा बांधी बैठा छे आश तुझ पर छोड़ी सर्वे का सुखनो सागर स्वरूप सुंदर ज्ञाननो भंडार जगने खातर उपाड़िया छे दुखो ते अपार धजा तारी धुजावे सर्वे नपको ने बदका सर्वे सुखों ना भोगे ते की राचे ऊपर का बेगा करी हम बंदों ने सर्वे देखाड़ियो अतनी सा शिखाड़ियो हमने संत मार्ग ते ईश्वरी अवतार जात भेद ते दूर करीने कीधा सर्वे एक सा घरो खुदानो ख्याल बख्शो ते ओ मेहरबान मन हमारो हरण करीने काप्या पाप पार सर्वे सुखों ना भोगे ते की राचे ऊपर का शरण छे तुझने सर्व जेवो रहे छे तुझनी पास बके छे तेवो अंजान जेवो न जाने तुझने खास रचे छे बाजी तहे तहेनी राखी एक विचार बचावे जीवड़ा तोड़ावे शाकल शिखावीने प्यार हरज हमारी कबूली दे जो तरावी हमने पार सर्वे स्वर्गों ना मालिक छो तमे जगना तारनहार तलब तमारी करे छे कुल संतने जरगा कर नसीब सेवा तुझनी ओ खुदय अवतार मेहर राज्य राज तुझनु तने जगद माँ बांधी बैठा छे आश तुझ पर छोड़ी सर्वे का सुखनो सागर स्वरूप सुंदर ज्ञाननो भंडार जगने खातर उपाडिया छे दुखो ते अपार मेहर राज्य राज तुझनु तने जगद मां मेहर राज्य राज तुझनु तने जगद मां बांधी बैठा छे आश तुझ पर छोड़ी सर्वे का जय बाबा
Dear Baba ki jai. Thank you, Danish. Dara, does anybody want to comment on anything? Anybody wants to ask any questions, anything? Is there anybody with their hands?
No, Sam. Currently, I don't think there's anyone who said anything.
Okay. Now,
Sorry, just a second. I think Armaiti has unmuted herself. Maybe she would like to say something.
Okay.
Armaiti?
come in, Anmaiti. Jai Baba.
No, I think by mistake she's unmuted herself.
Oh, okay.
Mayor Daruwala has raised her hand.
Jai Baba, Mayor, bolo. Unmute, please.
It was very nice. I wanted to tell you all. It was really a nice thing. Really nice. Jai Baba.
May he be praised. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Danish, I have a question for you. Is it the Aarti that brought you into Baba's fold, or is it the temptation of going to Yash Palace? Tell us the truth.
It was definitely not Yash Palace. It was Yash Grand that got me coming more.
Okay. No, I was just kidding.
Sam Merchant Noori would like to speak.
Please bring him in.
Jai Mer Baba Danesh.
Jai Baba. Yes.
In fact,
Baba.
I heard the first time this Aarti from the voice of Danesh during the funeral of Meru and at Mehrabad 2014 at Meru Irani statue. That time I saw the first time Danesh and heard the voice from his voice. He sang that Aarti during the funeral. Meru.
Sorry, your voice is breaking, but I think I've understood what you were saying.
I know. I heard the voice. Now you are hearing me?
Yes, very
Yeah.
well, very well.
I heard this Aarti from you first time during the Meru Auntie's funeral.
Yes. I had sung it for
I
Meru,
recollected my memories for that day when you were there, and I think it was Casey or someone asked you to sing. Casey or Davana, someone.
Dolly.
Dolly Auntie asked, yeah. Thank you. Nice to hear the Aarti again from you. Jai Mer Baba.
Jai Mer Baba.
See, Danesh, you're a star already.
All thanks to you, Sam.
No, thanks to Baba. Also, I would like to bring in another contemporary of Danesh. His name is Darai Subeda. I have my doubts, but if he's in a mood, he'll come on and say a few words about how he came to Baba. The fellow is very conjuice. He doesn't like to share anything. But let's see, give it a try.
Sam, in brief, basically, I think Danesh covered the whole story because he said that we both came together. The only difference, if I may add, was that yes, as in for me, fortunately or unfortunately, I wouldn't say either, to be honest. It wasn't something that took place overnight, or I wouldn't say there was any particular moment that I can say, till even today, if I think back, I can't say that there was any particular moment where I can say that, okay, I accepted Baba as God, but it just happened on its own.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Don.
Welcome, Sam.
No, but Sam, if I may, Darius has a. Uh, you see, there are always two sides to everything. You see, there's one that is the light-hearted side, and the other side, which is the the one that is the deeper side, right? The one that actually gets things in. So, as far as Baba is concerned, I would say that I enjoy the aarti and the celebrations and the dhuni and Diwali plays and Baba's birthday, and silence and all of that.
The
But
Damat. Yeah.
yes, yes, but a bit of a reality check for everything is always required. So he always gives you that reality check. Darius provides that reality check most often when he throws a googly at you, uh, especially when we are working on something together. And I would get very angry with a vendor in the middle of a negotiation or something, and I would get very angry, and at the end of the day I would put him down and be thrilled with myself, and he'd throw a googly and say, but the Baba is in him also. And then you don't know how to respond to that after that, saying, yeah, Baba is in him. So now what do you say? So if you egg him on a little, I think he will talk a little. Sam, don't give up on him too soon. Egg him on a little more.
That's your job, Danesh. You do that. He's your friend. You know him better than I do.
Well, seems to have switched positions today, Danesh and Sam.
No. At first, Darius, Darius is everybody. By the way, Darius is the one who's been handling the WhatsApp messages and all that go out from the Bombay center. You see, the first, he has the WhatsApp number. So one day he sent a message saying, this is the WhatsApp number, and everyone must have got that same message. So I saved it as Avatar Meher Baba Bombay Center. And randomly one day I get a call and I see Avatar Meher Baba calling. And I said, already? It's too soon. I went, Baba, it's too soon. I answered. It turned out to be Darius. So Darius, first you must get out from hiding behind Baba's photo and let everyone see your face right now.
True. I agree.
Oh.
Let's do that. Tara, please.
Yes, hold on.
He's now combing his hair.
No, I'm not at home. That's the issue.
Arey, Baba, this Dara and his fusses.
Please, there's my video camera settings are off on this device that I'm using. Sorry, I'm really not making this up.
Okay.
I will individually, if you all want, share a picture on the.
Folks, if I may say something about these two guys, I've never seen two friends so close as these two. There are very few such close friends that I have in mind. One of them is Aprojal and Sridhar. And of course, Hosang Dada Chanji. That group, they are so close. And then this Danesh and Dara. They are very close and very much in Baba's love. And of course, the opposites attract, like we say. This Danesh is outgoing and, all he, ha, ha, hoo, and all that. And Dara is sober, very sober. And he allows his jatkas once in a while. He cracks a small joke here, there. all that. But otherwise, he's very, very sober. And like Danesh said, he keeps you grounded. So these are the two youngsters, if I may call them youngsters. Now, Dara is a father by his own right. And, you know, sometimes you wonder, okay, we've been handling this Bombay Center for past so many years. And what will happen if this generation goes away? By this, I mean Jimmy Khan and all the other senior stalwarts of our center. And then something in my heart, maybe it's Baba's voice or whatever you may call it, tells me, okay, his work will never stop. And therefore, this generation is being prepared. This generation of Dara, Subedar, Danesh, Irani. Another very interesting character is Danesh Khambata. He never ever comes into Baba's programs, Baba's meetings, and whenever I try to pull him in, he always laughs. But I think that man is very, very deep into Baba. And of course, his brother Nariman, everybody knows about Nariman Kambata's association with Baba. And these youngsters will be the torch bearers, for future generations to come when guys like me are dead and gone. They will carry it forward. And like we say, Baba's work will never stop. So this is how he prepares. Baba has his own way of doing things, and this is how he prepares for the future work that is to go on. Now, anybody else, Dara, anybody else wants to say anything? Or is everybody become kanjus like you, or what?
Sam,
Aji.
Jimmy here.
Oh, please.
I tried to raise my hand, but somehow it didn't work.
Okay.
Talking about torchbearer, talking about next generation, that takes me to Kedgaon. If for those who are present today, some of you may remember that once we made an attempt to go to some other places where the perfect masters resided, and we took the whole group, 2 buses full, to Kedgaon. And at Kedgaon, there is this Narayan Maharaj's temple. I think, I don't know whose temple it is, Vithoba or some I forget. They have a temple and they do Aarti over there.
Mm-hmm.
So frankly, I was not interested in Aarti because we were getting very late. But Menos insisted that no, we attend the Aarti, then we have lunch and then we go.
Mm.
So we attend the Aarti, and we Baba lovers, we are not used to pujaris. We are not used to pujaris in the Sanctum Sanctorium.
Mm.
We have Baba directly for us. And here there are these 2 pujaris. They accept flowers from you, they accept coconuts from you, they accept agarbatti from you. And it is these 2 of them, it is there in the Sanctum Sanctorium. And we are just bystanders. And we are just watching this, which is, let's say, a little new for us because we are not used to this kind of Aarti. So Aarti is over. And I'm a little disturbed about what I saw. And Danesh Irani was near me. And I'm telling Danesh that, Danesh, I'm telling you for the future, I will not be around, but you are young and you will be around after 50 years, 40 years, whenever that is. This happened roughly 10 years back. And I said that, Danesh, I am leaving it to you and your generation that the moment you see anyone like this at this Samadhi, shout out loudly and put your foot down and drag such people from inside Samadhi.
Shabbash.
Make sure, I won't be around, but make sure in future, see, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. It will take time. It is going to happen. It is bound to happen. It has happened right from Zoroaster's time. So it's not going to be wished away. But the only young generation can do is delay. They can only delay it if they are little firm about it, they can at least delay it. So this is what I told Danesh. So I thought I'll share this with you.
That's great, Jimmy. That's great. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. And I hope all the youngsters who are listening, Danesh, Dara, and the entire gang, please keep this in mind. And if at all, Jimmy or I see you all slip up on this, from way above will come down and pull your ears. That's for sure. Thank you.
Sam, you are very confident that you are going way up above, huh?
હવે નીચે બી જાઓ તો નીચેથી ઉપર આવી જાઓ. Either ways, boss. Either ways. Anyway. Okay, now there is one small little thought which I would like to start with. Unless anybody else wants to share anything before I commence on this. Dara, anybody else wants to come in? Is there anybody else?
No, I don't think so, Sam. Go ahead.
Okay. There's this Baba's saying, it goes like this. To love those whom you could not hate is natural. To love those whom you could not hate is natural. But to love those whom you cannot love, is to love me as I should be loved. I'll read it once again so that it gets registered deep into our beja. To love those whom you could not hate is natural, but to love those whom you could not love is to love me as I should be loved. You know, folks, Meher Baba is all about love. The kind of love that is divine love. And he has emphasized this love for God as the most important way of getting to him. And I could never emphasize more or say anything more about what this love can do. And all I can say is that there is nothing in this world that this love of Meher Baba cannot conquer, cannot cure, cannot eradicate. Nothing in this world. That much I'm sure of. Now, I'd like to narrate an anecdote, a story. This is about in Mehrabad, in the olden days. You see, Baidul. Of course, Baidul is Baba's mandli, and there are very many attributes about Baidul, meaning he was like a sniffer dog for must, hunting out must, and he had a lot of other talents. He was very well built. He also tried to give out medicines in Baba's name, and all kinds of things. There are lots of stories about him. time permitting, maybe I'll touch upon those things also. But the one that I want to narrate today is that Baidul, before joining Baba, was married and he had a son. Now when he joined Baba, that son was just about 10, 12 years old, maybe. I don't really know the exact this thing. So he left that boy under care of his brother who owned a restaurant in Pune. Of course, Baidul was also a partner in that restaurant, but then since he had joined Baba, Baidul placed his youngster son to join into that restaurant business in Pune. Now his brother didn't like this idea very much. So he treated this little child, Baidul's son, very rough. Very, very rough. He was treated like a servant, and he was asked to do all kinds of menial work. In the night, he would sleep on the steps and stuff like that. This thing went on and on until one day something happened. That boy dropped something, and the crockery, chai cup or saucer or something, broke. And this Baidul's brother, he started smacking this youngster so badly. And somehow or the other, this youngster fell on the steps to the restaurant. And one of the steps hit him in the head, and the fellow died. The young boy died. Now, when this message reached Mehrabad, and Baba called Baidul and revealed to him, okay, by this and this has happened, and your son has passed away. And then Baba looks at Baidul and he says, "What do you want to do, Baidul?" So Baidul, in his own style, he says, "What do you think I will do? I will go rushing to Pune and I'll kill this brother of mine for having killed my son." And Baba looked at Baidul and he asked a very profound question. He said, "Baidul, what is the difference between a person of this world and a person who has joined me and following me?" So Baidul says, "What do you mean, Baba?" He said, "If you are going to go and kill your brother, it's like eye for an eye and stuff like that. Then what is the difference between people of this world and you being my follower, my monthly member? What is the difference?" So Baidul got exasperated and he says, "Baba, what do you want me to do?" Sorry. So Baba tells him, "Will you do what I tell you to do?" Somehow Baidul said, "Yes, Baba, I will." Baba said, "I want you to go rushing off to Pune. I want you to go visit that restaurant where your son got killed. I also want you to catch hold of this brother of yours. And then I want you to bow down at your brother's feet and tell him, in the name of Meher Baba, my dear brother, I forgive you. And just come away." This is what Baba told Baidul to do. So our friend Baidul, he rushes off to Pune, and now there is a bit of not comedy, but a funny twist in the story. Baidul rushes off to the restaurant, and his brother sees him come. So his brother is very scared, and he's trying to run around. And Baidul, our friend here, wants to fulfill what he is supposed to do. So he is supposed to catch hold of his brother and make him stand and touch his feet and stuff like that. But this brother keeps running. So the two of them keep running around the restaurant for quite some time. And then Baidul says, "Look, Baba, stop. I'm not come to hurt you at all. All I want to do is I want to bow down to you and tell you that in the name of Meher Baba, I forgive you for what you have done." And he does just that. He turns his back and comes away. This is what Meher Baba is all about. My dear friends, when we said, okay, you may love, it's very easy for us to love our near and dear ones whom we, every day say, "I love you, darling," and "I love you, dear," and this and that. But to love those whom you cannot is to love God as He should be loved. Dear friends, I could not find a better example than this particular anecdote or a story about converting this anger, hatred, or whatever into love for somebody whom you could not love. Jai Baba. Dara, anybody wants to speak
Yeah.
up?
Sam, give me 1 minute. Can you? Jimmy here. Jimmy.
Please.
By the way, Nariman Khambata and Danesh Khambata, their mother is a Dada Chanji. And their father, 4 brothers, they come from Dada Chanji family. Chanji was the first secretary of Baba. And this Armaiti, who's the Dada Chanji, their Kaka is their father's brother was Chanji. Secondly, talking about Baidul, when Baba came to Mumbai and stayed at Ashiana, Baidul would always also be there. And Hosang Dada Chanji drove a car. Baba wanted to hunt for musk in Mumbai. So it was Baidul who would sit next to Hosang Dada Chanji. Hosang would be driving the car, and Baidul would guide Hosang where to go in those Muslim areas of Kalba Devi and Muhammad Ali Road, etc. And Baba would be seated at the back, and Baidul would guide Hosang as to where to go in Mumbai and hunt for the musk. So this is where Hosang and Baidul come in the picture. Thank you.
Anything more you want to share, Jimmy?
Basically that. See, Baba had kind of maybe his grace or whatever you call, he had given it to Baidul and I forget one more, who were good at hunting the musk. And because for you and me, it's very difficult to figure out who is mad and who is musk. You and I will never figure out who is a mad guy, who is a musk. And it says that it's into their eyes. When you look into their eyes, you can make out whether he's mad or musk. So this gift, one of them was Baidul, who was given this gift of hunting out the musk.
Okay. I see Havavi Dada Chanji raise a hand. Dara, can you please bring her in? Havavi? Can you come in, darling? Dara?
I've requested her to unmute, but I think she
It's
could.
not allowed, so I can't do it anyway.
Here she is.
Can I ask Hoshan to speak, please?
Yeah,
Jai
please,
Baba.
please do.
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
Hello.
हाँ जी
जय मेरे बाबा Sam.
जय मेरे बाबा हाँ बोलो
Sam, am I decently dressed today?
I can't see you sir
Alright, big. Acha, you are deliberately.
no, the screen is just black
Acha, okay, never mind. I want to tell you a story. I want to share a story, not tell you.
please
There was a lady who was a professor in British University. So she used to come and sit just opposite Eris's sit. Can you hear me?
हाँ जी very well go ahead
He used to sit, always come and sit opposite Eric for nearly more than 2 months or so. So Eric once asked her, "You are always coming and sitting here quietly, but how did you manage to come here? And what made you come here?" You know what she replied? How she came to Baba, Eric asked her. She said, "It was my stupidity."
Oh.
Her name was Rosemary Jackson.
Achha.
A professor in some British university, London University. And Rosemary said, "Iraj, please don't ask me this question. I am ashamed to tell this story. Although I'm a professor, how I came was I was a professor in the college. So one student was always not paying attention to her lectures, but he was reading some book and she got annoyed. So she picked up the book and asked him to get out of the class. Being a professor and a devout Christian, she opened the book and saw that that boy was reading on subject on Meher Baba, some book on Meher Baba. He gave her many books of Meher Baba and she got more interested in reading the books on Meher Baba. Ultimately, 1 minute. 1 minute, sorry. Okay. Asha.
We can see you.
As a professor and a devout Christian, my heart started saying, "He is the same one as Christ," but mine started doubting. See, there was a conflict between the mind and the heart. Conflict continued, although she became a Baba lover and had Baba's pictures all over the house. This stupid mind of mine one day provoked me, why not test Meher Baba? Why not test him? Because although she's a professor, during the vacation, one day, sitting facing Baba's photo frame, the mind provoked. If he really is what he claims to be, then at the count of 10 of this photo should fall down. She's testing Baba now. But heart said, what if it doesn't? Then what about Meher Baba? That was a question again that cropped up in her mind. If it does, then what about Jesus? Because she was a devout Christian also. I wanted to stop this conflict. Slowly, she started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some yoga picture in front of you. Don't press it up, please. Nothing happened. Then she said, now 9, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 9 and 3/4. And she said, I panicked. Oh my God, my stupidity. What have I done? Then said 10 and bang, the photo fell down. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So the photo fell down. So she said that was my stupidity. So then Eris said, never try this again. When you are a devout Baba lover, when you accept him as the avatar of the age, Why should we try all these stunts? We should never do that. This is the story I wanted to share.
Okay. Now,
Many other stories, but now I don't want to waste time. There are so many other speakers also.
and can I just ask you a very stupid question like I always do, Hosang?
Yeah, that we know.
Would you have this lady professor's phone number?
Baba, this was in the early years after Baba dropped the body.
I know.
Thank you, Hosang. Just stay on for a minute and let me narrate something, and then you can elaborate on it. This reminds me of another professor called Dr.
Jackson.
Deshmukh.
Rosemary Jackson.
Dr. Deshmukh was a philosopher. I mean, he had done his PhD in philosophy, and he was at the Nagpur University teaching his students about philosophy. Now, he had this habit of having a book at his desk, and ever so often he would keep opening that book, looking at something and shutting it quietly and putting it down. And this, he would do it ever so often during his lectures in the class. And the boys and his students around, they thought, okay, our friend, this professor, has some chokri ka chakkar kind of thing, he's probably having an affair with someone or something, he's in love with someone, and therefore he keeps peeping at this picture. Until one day, the picture fell down, and when they picked it up, it was a picture of Meher Baba. This man, Dr. Deshmukh, could not live without seeing Baba's pictures even for a minute. This is how it was during those days. Hoshang, anything you want to elaborate on this?
Hello.
Haji.
Jai Baba. More on Rosie. She writes very beautiful poetry, and if you want to see her face and her work, then you go on Facebook. She's always on Facebook. And I remember she's been my friend for many long years. And in those days, you could sit on the side on the Baba's Samadhi on either side. And she would use, and she has a son, I don't know if he's still alive, I'm sure he is, Adam. And she was a divorcee, and Adam was a little boy at the time. And I've never seen so many tissues in one shot. Tissue after tissue, she would sit on the side of the Samadhi and cry. And she's still my very good friend and a very pretty looking lady. And the frame, that was a frame. The picture was a big frame. You know the story. Anyway, Jai Baba, love to all of you, and Baba bless. Baba Nigeban.
Baba Nigeban. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Oops, do you...
I don't message to Danesh how much I enjoyed his aarti, but I don't know if it went through. I'm not very phone savvy or whatever. So I hope that message went through to Danesh. Danesh, I loved your aarti. Thank you.
Thank you. I got it. Thank you.
Folks, most of us keep hearing, how are we saying, Baba Nigeban, Baba Nigeban. Do we know what it means? It means, Kundaji, you're right. It means, may the Lord have his gaze upon you.
Nazar.
Nazar.
Nazar hai.
Yes, correct. Folks, I don't know about the rest of you, but I know one thing for sure about my own self, that this idiot would have been, the right word is, in the gutters if Baba's nazar was not on me. This much I can say. For sure. Anybody else wants to come in? Hello, Dara. Chalni, pull out
No,
some.
I'm sorry, apologies. No one wants to. Only thing on the chat, some people have requested that if we could have Osha Uncle and Avovi Auntie next week in your session speaking.
Sorry. We would like to
In
hear
the
more.
chat. Yeah.
Okay. So just tell them from now on, Hoshang and Havovi, are you listening?
Havovi auntie, you have to unmute yourself.
Havovi, try and keep yourself and Hoshang. Dara, can you unmute her? Dara?
No, unfortunately, I can only send her a request to unmute.
Try unmute.
Yes.
Bolo.
Nay, we'd love to do it. And so I think maybe we'll muddle through and do it. I mean, we can speak a mile a minute, but to be able to use this gadget, that's my...
It's working rather well today, I would say.
Of time. We can give little anecdotes because there's so many other people waiting to talk, right? And speak, right?
That doesn't.
Hi, Meram, Jai Baba.
Both of y'all did very well today. That much I must say.
Yes. The story about Rosaline, she's a darling. Huh? Yeah, Jai Baba.
And next Thursday, please tell your husband to put on a suit when he sits down to talk to us. Okay? Suited
T-shirt Your Honor. Pink in that.
Okay.
Jai Baba, thank you.
बोलिए आप बोलिए Tell us. बोलिए Hello.
Yeah, तूने जवाब कही.
Hello. Mayor Kripa Palwe.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
So that is what we would like to hear more from Hawaii and Dada Chanji.
हाँ जी. So you
Thank you for that.
Is the name.
Thank you for accepting that request.
Yes. Hoshang, do you have any more stories to share? One small story you can sneak in today itself. Why wait till next Thursday?
I'll tell you later on, John, after having a cup of tea.
We don't have time for your tea and away.
Yeah. He'll speak now. He doesn't realize the time factor. One minute.
चलो नहीं हाँ बोल Hoshang.
You see, by Baba's grace, I've attended many Sahahvas. But I remember one Sahahvas where Baba had taken us up the hill. That is, first on Mehrabad Hill, the session was held on Lower Mehrabad in our local Mandli hall. And Baba was walking so fast, we had to run after him. And then we reached the Samadhi. He stood outside the Samadhi and made each one of us bow down at the threshold of his Samadhi. So we are fortunate that in his presence, he made us bow down, and that was the greatest gift of God. Similarly, same trip, same Sahahvas, we were taken to Mehrazad also. And on Mehrazad also, have you ever been to the hill? Mehrazad Seclusion Hill?
Haji, yes.
So there were two cabins first. One was for Baba and one was for the few Mandli members who were staying upstairs. So there also he took us there. And we were fortunate that both the hills, Seclusion Hill, and then he declared that one day this will be the greatest place of pilgrimage, and people from all over the world will come here and bow down at the threshold of my Samadhi. In that Mehrabad Hill, he also explained to us about the time he spent inside the tomb and what was there. And similarly, in Mehrabad Hill, there was a U-turn. There is always a U-turn. If you have noticed it, gave some explanation about the spiritual plot on the Merazat hill also.
Okay, if I may interrupt, Hosang, just briefly, I suddenly remembered Mani Auntie talking about this seclusion hill at Merazat. She said that one afternoon, after her lunch, she was near the basin washing her hands, and she suddenly heard kind of bhajans going on. Bhajans of Tukaram, Eknath, and all these kind of bhajans going on. And then she started seeing all these Namdev and Eknath and Tukaram and all go in a procession, walk towards the seclusion hill. This is what Mani Auntie had told us once.
What?
Yeah.
Sam,
so-
she saw that in a dream. That was one of her dreams.
It was in a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you say so, I stand corrected.
Yeah. There's a story. Let me find it. I'll send it to you.
Okay, great. Are what? You're here.
Yeah.
Hey, Baba.
Yes, please.
Tell us something more. Say something more.
No, not right now. I just heard it, so I thought I'll just tell you because I'd heard it.
ऐसा बकरा मेरे को मिलता नहीं है गरी गरी पकड़ने को. Come on.
आज तो होशंग uncle है ना? He's telling me just now.
Hoshang, any more stories? Or you want this young lady to run away or what? Hoshang,
Yeah. Sorry.
you got anything else to share?
In every Sahahvas, during every Sahahvas,
Haji, bolo.
the God-man mingled amongst men as man and gave us his love and a taste of his godhood. Have you heard me? Did you hear me?
Haji. Yes, sir.
He would always say that whenever you come for Sahahvas, you forget about everything, your wife, your children, your mother, father, you just concentrate on me and I will be there with you always.
Leave your
Enjoy my
buffaloes
company.
behind. Leave your buffaloes.
You have buffaloes behind you. All are buffaloes.
Buffaloes?
Buffaloes,
Always
leave your
says leave your
buffaloes
buffaloes
behind.
behind.
Oh.
Shatrughna Kumar story. That is Shatrughna Kumar story. Shatrughna Kumar story.
Mr. Jimmy Khan, do you want to come in and say anything or add? Hoshang, what we have to say?
There was one Darabsa Umrigar. This is at one of the Sahahvases, and Sahahvas was in the 50s, 54 or wherever, 56, whenever it was. And this Darabsa Umrigar, it was only men's Sahahvas. And this guy brought his wife along. So Baba was very upset with him and said, "Why did you bring her? Don't you know? Don't you know that this is only for men?" So Darabsa said, "Baba, what can I do? Where will she stay and with whom will she stay? She'll be alone." So Baba told Darabsa to take her and keep her somewhere in Nagar. So I think he kept her at the Dharamshala for 7 days. And Baba told everyone that just focus on me for all 7 days. This is a great opportunity for you. Forget your businesses, forget your family, forget your worries, forget your jobs, forget your children. Focus 100% on me. I will take care of everything. Be with me. When Baba said be with me, he did not mean physically be with me. Baba meant that emotionally and mentally at all times be with me and enjoy my company and listen to what I have to give you. So this is what Baba said, that be with me all the times. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Jimmy. And incidentally, your picture has come on nice and bright, huh? We can see you now nice and clear. Okay, anybody else wants to say anything? Okay, in closing, I would like to once again go back and narrate a small story about our friend Baidul. See, Baidul had this habit of giving medicines to anybody and everybody, all and sundry, sort of, you know. And this was in Nasik, I think, when Baba had given him this job of staying as a watchman, a watchkeeper at the gate. And Baidul, because he would get bored, he would, if he would see someone walk by, he would call him, "Are ikre, ikre," and then he would start off in his own way. "How come you're looking so pale, and what is wrong with you?" And bichara, that fellow, you know, he'd be taken by surprise, and he'd say, "Okay, Baba," and then Baidul would dispense some medicine and he said, "Take it 3 times a day, and take Mer Baba's name, and everything will be all right." And this is how it used to go on. Now, the other members of the Mandli, when they saw Baidul do this, they told Baba, "Okay, Baba, this man keeps giving out these so-called homeopathic pills to anybody and everybody, left, right, and center. Suppose if something happens to somebody, we'll all be in a soup." So Baba calls Baidul and he says, "Are you doing this?" So he says, "Yes, Baba, I'm doing it, but I'm doing it in your name, and they get cured and everything is all right." So Baba said, "Nahi, Baba, you don't keep doing this all the time. You sit quietly near the gate. If somebody approaches you, okay, I've got this problem, there's that, then you may give. Don't call anybody and force these medicines down their throat." So Bichara Baidul sits quietly. Now it so happens that the owner of this place where they were staying, a very posh, rich, wealthy Parsi lady, one day comes in a horse carriage. And being the gatekeeper, Baidul opens the gate and this lady, you know, drives in and then goes to visit Baba and goes around her estate, this, that, and the other. As she is moving out again, Baidul had noticed a big kind of a wart, not just a wart, a bit of a swelling kind of a thing behind her neck. Now he just could not contain himself. So he stops this lady and he says, "Hello, madam. I noticed that you have this kind of a cyst-like thing at the back of your neck." So this lady says, "Yes, you're very observant. Are you a doctor?" Baidul says, "Well, not really, but I can cure this for you." She says, "Are you sure? Because I've tried all the big doctors in Nasik and Pune and in Mumbai, and I've had no luck, and this has stayed with me since a long time." So Baidul promptly dishes out one small little bottle of tablets, this pills or whatever, and he says, "Take Mer Baba's name and have 3-4 tablets 3 times a day or whatever." And sure enough, within some a week or two, that lady gets cured. This lady gets cured. Now, it so happens that one day, this lady again comes in and she's very happy to see Baidul, and she says, "Dr. Baidul, I'm so happy that your medicine has cured me. I've been having this problem since such a long time and nobody was able to do this, that. Is there anything I can do for you? Now, Baidul being Baidul, he really didn't need any money or any fame or any good clothes or suit, food, nothing. So, but he was very clever. So he says, Madam, can you please give me a certificate that, my medicine was able to cure you with this? So she said, yes. So promptly, the next day, Baidul gets a big thing on a letterhead. This is to something to the effect, this is to certify that Dr. Baidul helped me, this, that. Baidul was so thrilled. He rushes to Baba with this letter and he says, Joe, Baba, look at this. Look at this. You people keep blaming me and saying I shouldn't do this. Now look at this certificate from such a big lady of repute, this, that, and the other. Baba says, okay, Baba, now you just contain yourself. Don't overdo it. But the news spreads around town. And what happens is there was this TB hospital. In those days, TB was a very big thing. I mean, people couldn't be cured. So there was like a hospice where people were just kept to die, literally. I mean, some medicines would be given, but everybody knew, okay, now this is going to be the end of them. So the dean of that hospital, when he got to hear about this Dr. Baidul, he approaches and he says, can you please come and help out in giving medicines to all these patients in the TB ward? So Baidul says, yes, I will have to ask my master's permission, but I can come and do it for sure. There's no problem. So he goes to Baba and he asks his permission, and Baba says, okay, but be very careful, don't overdo it, this, that, and the other. And Baidul said, yes, Baba, I'll. So he goes into this ward, and in his coat, he had 3 different kinds of pills ka batli. So to every patient, he would just dig out one at random. He would give it in his hand, and he would say, take it 3 times a day with Baba's name. Avtar Meher Baba, or whatever. I don't know what exactly he told that patient to repeat, and then use this tablets. And the second person, he would dig out another bottle, and the third one from a third pocket. And this is how he distributed it to the entire ward. And slowly but surely, the patients got cured and went home. The patients got cured and went home. This dean was so thrilled. And it so happened that one day, I don't remember whose birthday it was, and they were all sitting down, and they were just, they had a long face saying, Salah, we don't have any mithai, being a birthday, no celebration, it's all very quiet around here. And suddenly, a grand big horse carriage comes and stops by, and what do you call it, a chaprasi kind of a fellow in all the livery. The British days, they had those peons with all these big sashes around here, and he comes down with a big thali, a tray covered in velvet and this, that, and the other. And he comes to this room where all these fellows are sitting with long faces, and he says, who's the doctor amongst you? So Dr. Neelu got up and he said, no, not you, sir. There's somebody else. So Dr. Donkin gets up and he said, no, sir, not you also. And then he notices Baidul sitting in one corner. He said, sir, you. The dean has sent this great big thali of mithais. in gratitude towards what you have done for the people in the TB ward. And everybody shared this mithai. Baba was very happy and he distributed and all that. And when Baba asked him, Baidul said, Baba, I'm not doing anything. It is, sorry, it is your name. I keep telling them to take your name. And the pill doesn't do anything. It is your name that does the trick. So it reminds me of Kabir's Doha, which says, पुराण को पार नहीं, वेदा को अंत नहीं, वाणी अपार है, कहाँ चित्त दीजिए, लाखों की एक बात, करोड़ की कहूँ मैं, ये सभी के सार रूप, राम नाम लीजिए. Meaning, Kabir says, Sant Kabir, for those of us who do not know, he was a perfect master and he had this beautiful habit of giving you the big discourse in just a couplet. So in this couplet, he says, Puran ko par nahi. There's no end to the Puranas in Hindu. Veda ko ant nahi. There's no end to Vedas. Vani apar hai. Everybody keeps talking. Idiots like Sam Patel sit down on Thursday and give such big talks. Vani apar hai. Kahan chitt dijiye? Whom will you listen to? And then Kabir gives an answer. He says, Lakhon ki ek baat. I'll tell you something worth lakhs. Karod ki kahun main. Even in those days, he knew the value of crores. So he said, Karod ki kahun main. Ye sabhi ke sar roop. Meaning, the essence of it all, take Ram Naam lijiye. Take God's name. So my dear friends, I would, unless anybody wants to share something, I would like to end now with just this thought. Okay, let us, this little tongue that we have, let us have his name on it all the time coming from our heart. So that when our end approaches, which we never know when it will happen, but when it happens, we have his name on our lips and we will merge into him. Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you. Baba ki Jai.
Jai Baba.
Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Hoshang uncle, and how are we, auntie?
Auntie, Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you, Sam. Jai Baba.
Jai Meher Baba.
Sam, nice session.
It was very nice. It was a lovely session. Jai Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Jai Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Tara, let me this post them out. I had to center off. They just won't go away. They just won't go home. So what do you do? Just leave them be, let them be, and enjoy in Baba's love. Simple. Enjoy Baba's love. Jimmy, you want to say something?
No.
अरे बोलनी साला कंजूस ही ना कर. चलो.